Hello, Rabbi Shandalov, David Shandalov, the coaching rabbi. This is very
Hello,
exciting.
Bennett.
This is very exciting to do this LinkedIn Live with you. We are now promoting this to the whole world so that everyone's going to get to really understand what you do and what you have to offer the world. It's I'm looking very much forward to just talking with you, having some coffee, even though it's late by us, but really looking to learn a little bit.
I always love to drink coffee with you at this hour.
There you go. Yeah, I think we'll be up for a little later than we expected if we drink some coffee now. But I guess to get people started, like, who are you? People might see you on LinkedIn, but like, what are you? The coaching rabbi? What do you focus on? Like, what do you have to offer in regards to coaching? Like, what's going on with that?
Okay, it's an excellent question. Thanks for asking. So my specialty is to take people from mediocre to exceptional, which is when people feel stuck and they are successful. And everyone thinks they're very successful, but they know they can do way more in life, either in their career or in personal lives. So I help people to get unstuck, to break through their limited beliefs, and to build something better, life that they're actually proud of. That's my specialty. And my people that I deal with, most of them, 90% are Russian, Jewish men, but I don't discriminate. Okay. So that's what I do. Bennett, what about you?
Okay, cool. No, that's really cool. Yeah, so I do high performance coaching. I think like once you're in the coaching world, you're trying to figure out like the big question we all have is like, what's your title? You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's gonna figure out their title. So I decided to go the high performance coaching route. I'm a big fan of Brendan Bouchard. Tony Robbins, of course, the Rebbe of all Rebbes in terms of coaching, but in terms of just being able to help people really maximize what they're looking to do. Also, I tend to focus on people who, and maybe you're also doing this, but I tend to focus on people who are already maybe successful already, maybe to the outside world. Like people are looking at them like, oh, you are very successful. However, I relate a lot to high performers who are already doing a lot, but they know they could be doing more. So even on the outside, it looks like they might be doing a lot and people might be praising them like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing so much. They know they can really step it up to another level. So my job is to help push them and help guide them in terms of what it is that they want to do and then do that. And it's because a lot of times people might be focusing on one thing specifically, but then they might want to transition or they might want to do something else because, they've done this thing for a couple of years, bunch of years. It's been successful. It might be even running by itself, but now they want to really transition themselves to a different project, market, whatever it is. And they know that they can do it. They just need that guidance, that space, and just that comfort that they can have with somebody to like really look to do what it is that they want to be doing.
That's very special. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Why did you choose this kind of coaching? Is it your story or how did it happen?
That's a good question. I definitely relate to it in terms of, wanting to be a high achiever. I remember when I first hired my coach, my first coach, this was my second coach. My first coach was more like a therapist, so I decided to end that relationship. But I guess my second coach, who I had for I think it was close to 2 years, it was really incredible. I actually just recently finished him. I told him I'm going to be back soon, but I recently finished with him, and I told him, and I one time asked him, I'm like, you work with high performers, right? I'm like, who the heck am I? Or high achievers? Like, who the heck am I to be doing that? Like, I don't own millions of dollars yet. I don't have like the huge practice, that I'm, on stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people, And I asked him, like, so, like, what's the deal? And he's like, you don't understand. Just because you're not there yet doesn't mean you're not a high achiever or a high performer.
Very good.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are achieving to do more. Like, then you're a high performer, you're a high achiever. And he started listing all the things that I'm working on and doing and this and that. And I'm like, I
get it. Achieving, it doesn't mean actually achieving. It's who you are. If you are someone who is able to achieve those kind of things, you are already an achiever.
Right. And you're striving to do that, and you're striving to grow to try to figure that out, because you speak to different people. Some people are very happy with where they are. Some people just want to step up a little bit. Some people maybe only specifically in one area of their life they want to be focusing on. And I'm a big believer that like everything is connected at the end of the day. So if we could look to build you up, then there's really no ceiling to what else can be achieved. And my job is to help show people that their greatness and honestly the world, because a lot of those people are the ones to really make the big impact in life, and that's who I am looking to really attract.
Beautiful, love it.
Yeah.
connected as well.
Yeah. So I'm looking for it. But, it's interesting though, because what benefits do you see? Like, it just, I guess, take a step back, even like in terms of coaching itself, right? So a lot of people might have heard of coaches. They might, what they're considering maybe hiring a coach or going to a group or whatever it is. What benefit do you see in terms of coaching, and like why it could be necessary for somebody to really take it to the next level in their lives?
Great question. I grew up in former Soviet Union. We did not hear anything about coaching, not even therapy. Therapy for sure not. Coaching definitely not. Then I spent many years in Germany, and also nothing about the coaching. All my life I was interested in discovering yourself and seeing how much more you have. Like we know the brain power is incredible, and we only use a small percentage of it. So I felt always that there is so much to us. And once I came to America, my eyes were opened to coaching. I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. I mean, besides being rabbi and having my nonprofit, where I help people on spiritual level. So I found coaching, and that transformed my life. I did not go into coaching because I want to become a coach. I went to coaching because I want to become better rabbi. And I felt like I'm in this business for 20 something years, and let me upgrade my game. And within a couple of weeks, I saw such a big shift in my own life. And I realized, like, as much as I can do on my own, with my friends, or whatever, this is if someone actually is interested in you and helps you to see yourself better and challenges your thoughts and helps you to become more objective about you. This is like crazy. I felt like 40%. I was better in every possible. I mean, I don't know percentage, but it was way better than before within a short amount of time. So coaching to me is helps you to become objective with yourself, and then once you see clearly who you are and what you can accomplish, long term, short term, just like you have no excuses. Just like everything becomes bluff. You just and you do it, and it feels good. It feels freedom. I spend way more money on my own coaching, my own mindset, than I charge for my coaching. Because I believe it's not just for my business because I'll become better coach. That's also good sad benefit. But for me myself, as become better husband, a better businessman, better rabbi, better father, better husband. Like that's unbelievable. So I think it is a powerful, underrated thing. I also believe it's a very Jewish concept. I know quite a few big rabbis who are doing. It was not called coaching, but that's what they were doing.
Right.
Ask questions and help you to see things yourself without telling you what you should be doing. And then, because I have ego, you probably also, maybe you're not, but I do have big ego, and I work with it my whole life. Once you tell me what I should be doing, I have a hard time to accept it. But if you help me to see it myself, I'm like, I'm not stupid not to do it. I actually like want to do it. Like I have no chance not to do it. Like it's obvious. Because now
Right.
that's my take on coaching. And then once I felt this beauty of like having life of clarity, and always more, there's always more clarity. There's always more you can find about yourself. So I decided to let me just share it with others. And in terms of for my with my students in my nonprofit, they get a lot of coaching. My people that work for me in my nonprofit, I coach them a lot, and my clients, my groups, whatever it is. So that's my take on coaching. What about you?
That's amazing. There's so much in that. I'll get to me in a second. That was incredible. I literally had a client today who I was talking to him, and like in the first like couple of minutes, we were going back and forth, and like we came up with like an idea that was so simple, right? It was such a simple idea, and he was like, he like took a step back. He's like why can't I think of that? He's like,
right.
And like, this is something like I got to figure out, and, like think about. It's like, what the heck? Like he was like so annoyed at himself. I'm like, you don't get it. Like that's the power of coaching. It's really having the space to be able to come up with these ideas and to take a step back, because he was like so stressed and so focused on something. So when we were able to just pause and take a step back, we were able to really see the whole picture and come up with a strategy how to tackle it. And he was like so upset at himself. And I'm like, no, you're like human. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we all do. And that's why we all need coaches. Then like it's amazing that you're saying how like you spend more money on your coaches than like you charge. Like so do I. I spend a lot more money on my coaching and my education because I know the more I spend, I heard a great line by somebody that the more you pay attention. Right.
Beautiful. Love it.
Yeah, I heard that from Grant Cardone on an interview with Russell Brunson, and honestly changed my opinion of Grant Cardone a lot, because you only see certain sides of Grant Cardone, and I think he's a marketing genius right now because of that interview. But he was interested. That's what he was saying. He's saying, so like when we do pay, right, more, and people like, how are coaches like paying so much? They don't realize like the paying is for them. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain people who, you know, I might even offer like something to them in terms of like coaching, but I say like at least make a donation to some organization or do something, because I know that by them giving, even if it's not to me, I know it's going to benefit them, that they feel like they're giving something, you know? So I think that's a huge piece. And it's interesting you said how like coaching is like a theme within like Judaism itself. And I think you hit it right on the head. Like I remember when I was learning abroad in Israel, so I had a rabbi who I would speak to, and like I was, you know, figuring out what I wanted to do for college and for my career and whatnot. And I kept asking questions, and like I would get so annoyed because he would never give me an answer.
Right.
He would never give me an answer. And I was like so frustrated. And literally until I started coaching, I was like, oh my gosh. He was literally just coaching me through the whole thing. And we have to realize that so many times when we have people that we're speaking to, like it's really our decision and it's our lives to really own that. And if he would have made certain decisions for me, then I could have been upset at him. Like, why did I do X, Y, and Z? Like, I didn't make that decision. You made that decision for me. And it was understanding that, like, no, to give this space to be able to talk and to ask the right questions for the person to come up with the answer. Most of the time, like that person is going to be able to do so much more. And also, like the person, like the client knows their life's the best.
Right. I think that's what you're saying. That what I've seen many clients of mine is that they have all the answers. They just needed some like flashlight, need someone to hold that light for them to just read themselves what's there.
Yeah.
They have all the answers. We believe we have soul, and all the answers got put in our souls.
Yeah.
Just like going, and the problem is we are subjective, like I mentioned before, and the subjectivity keeps our lenses not clean. So we have to use these kind of things.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and they help us to see more clearly. So I think coaching just helps you without telling, because if you tell, like sometimes in the beginning of my coaching career, I would tell people what they should be doing, and I knew the answers. I like immediately, and I could save you and change your life within one session. It was the biggest disservice for them. They needed some time just to actually go and see it themselves. And once I learned that, how to start, like you say, like you mentioned, to give them space, to give them space to see clearly what they have, all the answers. And once they get it, whenever they're ready, sometimes I make them make mistakes, let them make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I know it's painful for me and for them, and they're very grateful for that.
Yeah.
After 1 month of making mistakes, they just, I see what's wrong, and now I know what I should be doing. And now they did so much more because of that approach of giving them space.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's important because I remember there was one time I was going through something and I was speaking to my coach, and by the end of the conversation, it was like a 45-minute conversation about like what was going on. And I came up with like a specific way to deal with the situation. And he's like, I could have told you that in the beginning. He's like, but if I would have told you that, you wouldn't have listened to it. The fact that you came up with it and it's like real to you, that's the power of coaching.
Ego.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like so powerful to me to see that and to really know that that's like something that could happen. And it's, I think there's a tremendous amount of benefits for coaching. Just having that space, whether it's once a week, once every other week, whether it's in a group setting or not group setting. What do you actually offer in terms of your coaching? Do you have one-on-one? Do you have groups? Like what do you do?
All of the above. So
all the above.
Perfect timing to ask this question because tomorrow we're starting our next group.
Okay, amazing. Let's promote it. What's this group?
So this one is High Achiever Success Through Self-Mastery. So this is my group. Right now I focus mainly on my groups because I see the power of group. And it took me, my nonprofit, all I do is groups, is teaching through in a group setting. That's my power. And I just never thought it would work in coaching. It took me a long time to realize that. So what we do there is we help people to break through the limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging behaviors, to create clarity about what they want to accomplish, to create really healthy and sustainable motivation. Not just like one time you feel excited and after 2 weeks you forget about all this excitement, but actually we give people tools and different mindset shifts how to connect to their ideal selves, to their ideal lives, and to help them to actually get there.
Right.
Knowing that there are a lot of roadblocks in the way, and some of them have to remove. Other roadblocks become your stepping stones, become your allies. So that's
Right.
the whole program. Right now we start for men. We just start for women, probably once in a lifetime. I'm probably not going to continue for women. My niche is men, so I'll stick to it.
Right. Okay, then that's very cool. And I think that mindset and those limiting beliefs are huge because those are the things that really hold people back. It's only something I wrote about in my book,
I got to buy this book. I saw
Lost
this.
and Found, for $10 on Amazon. Go get it.
Why so cheap? There's
Why
so
so
much
cheap?
wisdom there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to be so cheap for so long, but for now, it's literally $10. You'll get it tomorrow. Easy read. I'm not a reader, and I just figured let me write it in an easy way. So very quick read, easy read, and also literally just talking about certain tips in terms of mindset blocks and limiting beliefs, and really just give like tools. So I think it's really cool that you're doing that, and really just like you could have one belief that somebody breaks, and like literally they start flying. They start doing these things, and it's incredible that you can do that. It's interesting you mentioned though that your groups are maybe even more powerful than your one-on-one. Can you expand on that? Like why do you think that is? That a group setting could be more powerful? You think other people not getting the attention? What's going on with that?
Right. That was my block for a while. Because I'm very good at one-on-one coaching, and I have some high-level clients, and I still offer my one-on-one coaching. But what I thought was a minus is actually a big plus. Once you have group, right? I see now with my groups is that maybe 40% of success of the people is the group. So which means I need to pre-screen and make sure the right people come to the group. Painful financially, yeah. What if? Fine. Long term, you win way more if you give people the right product. So for me, right product, they have right people. So let's say a few things. Number one, there is power of group. Everyone is on the same page. Everyone is successful to whatever it means for them, and everyone is hungry for the next level. So now, if I'm in a group of 10, 15, 20 people that are like me, it's very hard for me not to do anything. And if you see someone, let's say I'm coaching one person, like someone told me actually, someone challenged me. He joined our group and sent people to me after the first group. He challenged me. He was my client for a year, one-on-one client, and he says, I want to check it out, but I don't like all this like coaching, like you coach one person, everyone is just like bored and is looking what was flying there, because he got one-on-one for a year.
Right.
I understand the challenge. So what I told him and what I saw, what happens is, let's say I'm coaching Bennett right now, and someone else is just observing our conversation. You are getting benefit from me coaching you. Someone else is getting even more benefit because now they look at you. Let's say you challenge with whatever business, and his challenge is with his wife, with his family harmony. He can use you as his analogy for his own life.
Right.
And oftentimes he says, "One second, I think Bennett should do A, B, and C. Why does he think this way? Because he's not subjective to you." And then after a few minutes or seconds, people realize, "Oh, that's me."
Right.
Now I know what to do, and I get it a lot. I get a lot of compliments for the group. Like I'm a coach. Like give me compliments. That's fine. That's okay. I learned already to live with that. But I get a lot of compliments. That group itself. Right now, my group is still there from previous group. I kept a WhatsApp for them, and they worked on their own. That's beautiful. Become friends for life. Some of them.
Right.
But the power of group is you get something like community of society. Society has its own mind. There's your own small mind and there's bigger mind. So if you're part of big community, which is a great community, then you'll become greater. If you're part of community which is like whatever, mediocre community, they just don't care about anything, you'll go on their level.
Right.
So the group coaching creates a community. which,
Right.
without you even knowing, they're just technical things, but the bigger things, without you even knowing, you'll change for better.
Yeah, for sure. That's so ironic that you talk about that, because something I literally just started last Wednesday is I started putting together a community of people online, like with the platform. I'm still working it out. It's in its beta stages.
I
But
talk
we
with you offline about it. I'm interested about it.
Yeah, smooth. But it'll be the next time we do a LinkedIn live together, right?
Fine.
But pretty much what it is, we have right now, we have about 60 people on this platform, and it's one platform where everybody can actually talk and share, because not everyone who goes through the coaching process have that support.
Right, for sure.
And thank God I have a bunch of people on my WhatsApp groups, or in my network of people who've been through my events and whatnot. And they're like, we want to speak to people, like we have questions or we have things that we can share with other people.
I have the same problem. I'm sorry, I'm talking to you about it right now. People tell
Okay.
me the program, I would like to get more and the next level. I'm like, I don't have any offers for right now, but if you have maybe some kind of community like that, maybe
Yeah. So I literally just put it together, this community. I'm actually bringing on some coaches. Maybe we'll actually schmooze about this afterwards, to try to help and just be a part of it, because I think coaches have like a lot to offer, but it's something that I know I'm personally looking to build out, because there's such a need of people who are looking to strive, whether it's in their businesses, their finance, their health, their relationships, whatever area it is that they're looking to build. Like, there needs to be a place where people can trust one another, have events, do certain things together to show that, okay, this is like what we have to offer, and we're really looking to take this to the next level. So I'll definitely keep you posted. Maybe you can join communities or whatnot.
They make too excited.
Yeah. Okay, great. We have another 2-3 minutes here, but the last question. Okay, what are some common what are some common themes you see with some certain clients, or like what are some success stories that you've seen with certain clients that like could give a better, like a real life example to somebody who's like, think, I maybe want to join this group or would join one-on-one. Like, what does that success look like?
Sure. Great question. Thank you for asking. So I think I have one answer for both questions: success story and common theme.
Sure.
So one of the first times when what I encountered, and that became my kind of foundation for my entire program, is I had a client for a long time, like 8 months or so, whatever, worked in different areas in his life. And then final thing, he says, listen, okay, let's work now on my business. Okay, let's work with business. We dealt with your life. Let's do business now. I cannot disclose much, but he has almost like monopoly in his business, almost monopoly in this country, in America. Not monopoly, but almost monopoly in what he does. And he was part of the business course where they were teaching them different skills, what to do to go to scale your business, to go to the next level. Almost everyone became very wealthy, including the instructor, including the coach, because he says, oh, wow, I just discovered gold. And he started charging even more. Fine. So my client was one of a few exceptions who did not go to the next level. And he's like, I don't know why not. Like, I tried hard, and like I just couldn't even start whatever, implementing those tools. So it took us about a month. First, I asked him like just technical things. Okay, what are the steps? Okay, fine. The next 3 steps. Let's do those. Like step number 1. Next week we'll do it. Yes, fine. Next week we meet together. Did I do it? No. Oh, why not? So what we realized that he has, number 1, a lot of limiting beliefs. Very successful. Like no one would think he's successful as a nice family, nice house, nice cars. Like everything is beautiful, but those limiting beliefs stop him from going to the next level. Then he does certain behavior called self-sabotaging behavior. Check. Number 3, certain things from his past that completely affect him, his relationship with his sister, whatever, and certain business partners from before, like, and they stop him and slow him down. So he like blamed himself. Why can't I do it? Like, why not? And was critical to himself all his life. And instead of being critical to himself, he was able to recognize there's so many things, so many enemies inside of him that stop him from that success.
Right.
Became more compassionate about it. In his case, what was a bit easier, almost immediately, he told me, a few months later, he doubled his business.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. I should have charged him more. He doubled his business. He was already upper middle class. Now it's like even more. So that became kind of, and that helped me as well, because I realized that what I was doing to myself. I was stuck in many different areas in my own life, and this whole program is, so that's the success. It's still a work in progress. Me,
Right.
myself, and that businessman as well. I actually invite him to join my program now. After I developed with more tools, he doesn't like groups. He's like likes one-on-one. Okay, what
All
can I
right.
do?
Yeah, everyone's got their stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Amazing. Rabbi Shandalov. So if anybody is interested in joining Rabbi Shandalov's group, you should definitely reach out. You said it's starting tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Wow. Look at that. So if you're watching this tonight, then reach out. If you're watching it tomorrow or in 3 days from now, just still reach out. Try to squeeze in a little bit. If anybody's interested in joining my community, feel free to DM me also. I could try to sneak you in. Right now, we're trying to get to 100 people and capping it at 100. Working out the beta phases of really trying to just get things right before we start promoting this big time. But we got some big plans with that as well. So
beautiful. But guys, I should just know Bennett is a real deal. Grab the opportunity, take it.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll be in touch. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to one of us. Have a great evening, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.